How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. Now on today's show we're going to be talking about Sheffield United because they are bringing in a new goalkeeper. Next piece of news involves the Premier League fixtures for the new season because they are out today. And the last piece of news involves Mohamed Elneny because reports are saying that he's returning to pre-season at Arsenal.
I represent my fucking self.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right.
So the first place we're going to start is Sheffield United, and it looks like they're about to bring in a brand new goalkeeper, and it's Aaron Ramsdale from Bournemouth. Of course, you've got to remember their current goalkeeper, Henderson, is not actually their goalkeeper. He's on loan from Manchester United. And you're looking at this signing and you're thinking, is this significant towards Henderson returning to Manchester United? Of course. They've had a lot of problems at Manchester United with David De Gea. His form has been poor for a couple of years now. It's not just the odd game. He's making the odd mistake. It's consistently he's making mistakes. Henderson had a better season in the Premier League than De Gea. And Manchester United are probably looking at the situation and saying, you know what? He's been on loan in the Premier League for a season. He's had an unbelievable year. He doesn't want to return to Manchester United and just sit on the bench. When you've had that experience and you've played week in, week out in the Premier League, you don't want to then go and sit on the bench. Despite it being Manchester United, he will not want to sit on the bench. He will look at the situation and say, you know what? I'm better than De Gea. I deserve the number one spot at Manchester United. So unless I'm getting it, I'm not going back there. So it's going to be very interesting. Now, Ramsdale, of course, he was at Bournemouth, who are relegated. And the fee is £18.5 million. And I look at that and I say to myself, it's a lot of money when you think about it. We got Leno for around about £25 million. When we talk about Arsenal players that we're trying to sell and players that have, you know, good periods of their contract left and everything else, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, for example, people are talking around about 15-20 million pounds you'll be lucky to get for him. Well, I'm sorry, it might be different positions, but if Ramsdale's coming from Bournemouth, who had just been relegated, and they're looking 18.5 million pound, then what the hell's going wrong here? I know Arsenal have got a habit of selling players for ridiculously low prices, and Liverpool notoriously end up getting ridiculous money for, you know, their outcasts. But that's ridiculous. If he's going for 18.5 million pound, then surely, you know, you're getting more market value for the players that you have. He played 37 times for Bournemouth. And he's conceded 62 goals. He's made 129 saves. He's had 5 clean sheets and 1 error leading to goals. So again, that kind of just makes me sit there and go, it's a bit of a strange price. £18.5 million. Probably worth about 10, if that. He's just been relegated as well. I don't know, man. It's just crazy. This is what happens in the Premier League now. This is, you know, stupid prices for standard players. Let's be real. And, you know, let's not try to disrespect him too much. But standard players, man. And you're paying ridiculous prices. Nah, man. £18.5 million seems a lot for me. Especially when, like I said, we paid 25 for Leno. Crazy. Next piece of news involves the Premier League fixtures. And of course, they are out today. This show goes out at 7 a.m. every morning, UK time. And the fixtures will be out at 9 a.m. So we will be going through them in detail with tomorrow's show. But I saw some reports a week or so ago saying that these were the fixtures and these are who they're playing, and they had Arsenal playing Manchester United. Well, I said at the time they're talking out of their backside, and I was completely right, because the first fixtures of the new season, Manchester United and Manchester City will not be involved in, and the reason for that is because of their European excursions. So we won't be playing Manchester United on the first week of the season, will we? It'd be interesting to see who we get. We've had Liverpool away. within the first couple of games, for a while now as well. And what I would like maybe is a home, tie to start with. We were Newcastle away last year. I suppose it doesn't really matter where you've got to travel to in some respects because fans ain't going to be there. So in terms of travelling, journey and everything else, it isn't going to be too bad on an Arsenal front. But yeah, I'd say probably, a home tie would be nice. Maybe against one of the, promoted sides, maybe a West Bromwich Albion would be nice. I'd have that, maybe. Or maybe at home to someone like West Ham. Teams that we predominantly do well against at the Emirates, maybe. Because it does come off the back of an international break. Don't even get me started on that. Because, Arsenal have got to start next week, actually, in the Community Shield. And then players go off for an international break before the season starts. It's like, really? Why do you even have international games? Just leave them. Just forget about them for now. Just concentrate on the league football. But it is what it is. So, those games will commence, on the 12th of September is when they start. And the season will run through until May the 23rd. Some interesting parts as well to let you know is that the group stages of the Champions League will get underway on October the 20th. At the same time as the Europa League's group stage return. So things have evened themselves out in that respect. I suppose there will still be Saturday matches for the Premier League teams with Wednesday and Tuesdays. But then Thursdays for the Europa and Sunday Premier League matches. But we'll wait and see. Maybe they will play the Europa League games on a Tuesday and Wednesday as well and try and make things a little bit easier. With fans not travelling, then I think maybe we can have these games because there's not any worry about, fans, rivalries, clashes or anything like that. So, yeah, interesting. And we'll wait and see at 9 o'clock as to those fixtures and who Arsenal are playing in particular. And we will go through them in detail tomorrow. Last piece of news involves Arsenal, and reports are saying that Mohamed Elneny will begin pre-season with Arsenal. However, his fine season in Turkey has led to plenty of interest in clubs wishing to bring him back to the country for another season. Besiktas are thought to be one of those, with fellow heavyweights Galatasaray, Fenerbahce and Trabzonspor also keen. And that's according to Turkish football. Despite his impressive spell in Turkey, Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta is unlikely to see the midfielder as part of his long-term plans at the Emirates Stadium. And yeah, I think that whilst nothing's been sorted out, I think it's pretty straightforward stuff that players do return to their parent clubs, as strange as that may seem. So Elneny will come back to Arsenal, will start training, but he won't be a part of the plans. And Arsenal will actively look to get him out of there. Now, he spent the season on loan there last year, had a great season. But some of the other clubs in Turkish football are looking at him as well. Now, Arsenal know they're not really going to get any money for him. He's got 2 years left on his contract. Again, it goes back to the point of Ramsdale. If he's £18 million, then someone like Elneny, who's not good enough for Arsenal, but is still a good player. Don't get me wrong, he's still a good player, really good guy. Then surely he's worth a bit of money. But then these clubs are not paying that money. So it's strange, man. But it is what it is. And this is the time we're living in and everything else. But yeah, I think it's going to be a loan with the obligation to buy. So whoever loans him will have to buy him in a year's time. He'll have a year left then. We can work something out. Get him off the books. Get him off the wage bill. And we move on. And that would be good for all parties involved. And also Sokratis. Reports were saying that he's close to a deal to leaving Arsenal and heading over to Italy. So that'll be interesting to see whether that one materialises. And what I say with Sokratis is that, he's a good defender. He's a model professional, but he just doesn't fit into Arsenal's plans. He doesn't fit into the way that Arsenal want to play under Mikel Arteta. He's a defender, an old school type defender. He's not someone that plays out from the back. So we need to cash in and we need to, move on from that situation. It's as simple as that. So there we go. That is it for today's DT's Daily. As usual, let me know in the comment section what you think about today's topics. Elneny, Sokratis, the new campaign, and also Ramsdale, £18.5 million. Do you think he's worth that? I don't. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.